Food. Every Dartmouth student eats it. Unfortunately, they also waste it at an alarming rate. According to the Dartmouth Sustainability Office, 150 pounds of food gets wasted every dinner at Foco, over a pound a minute. On an individual level, simply being more conscientious of portion control can dramatically reduce this amount. And further reductions are possible if the college could make a concerted effort to tackle food waste, an environmental problem that requires no technological advances, political agreement, or intense funding. Basically, we just have to be more informed about what and how much we eat. So how much food is wasted? And why does it matter?
Imagine the world's largest football stadium filled to its absolute brim. That's how much food goes wasted every single day in America. And I'm not talking about last night's pad thai or this morning's half-eaten pastries, but untouched, uneaten, perfectly edible food.
About 10% of all human-caused greenhouse gases are linked to food waste. This impact of food occurs both before and after it comes onto the plate. Prepared food requires embodied energy to plant, harvest, process, transport, and prepare the food. Off the plate, food waste often goes into landfills, where it undergoes anaerobic decomposition and produces methane, a greenhouse gas 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide.
This cannot continue.
The amount of land that is utilized for wasted food is staggering.
Imagine
28% of the world's agricultural land grows crops that are wasted. That equals the total land area of China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan.
At Dartmouth, we waste about 150 pounds of food during dinner time. The carbon emissions from this quantity of food is equivalent to 120 kilograms of carbon. In a year, that adds up to 33,600 kilograms of carbon, or the equivalent of 20 passenger cars used at a typical rate every year.
So what could we do about this at Dartmouth? Possibility 1. Messaging. A study from Kansas State University found that simple, to-the-point messaging reduces food waste by 15%. This could take the form of something as simple as writing messages on the Foco blackboard or on the display stands now located on every dining table. Possibility 2. A food waste exhibition. Other universities have found further success by forcing students to physically confront their waste. University of Maryland students moved the trash from their dining hall to a large pile at the entrance. Students at UC Santa Cruz created mock meals out of wasted food. But here at Dartmouth, students merely place food on the conveyor belt, only to have it whisked away behind the scenes. Perhaps future awareness campaigns would show footage of the amount of food that DDS workers have to clean off, or display the bins of uneaten food by the Foco steps. Possibility 3. Better food sorting. The Dartmouth Sustainability Office has identified a consistent problem with our waste disposal system. Students are incorrectly placing food scraps in recycling bins and vice versa, which result in more waste going to landfill. We identified further issues with the cleanup system in Foco, where many food scraps weren't composted but merely washed away, wasting both food and large amounts of water. Instead, if students were to place food scraps into composting bins prior to placing dishes on the conveyor belt, it would not only increase awareness and more accountability, but also reduce food waste, water waste, and labor for DDS.
How can we incentivize further savings?
At the moment, Dartmouth Dining Services does not have a strong incentive to drastically reduce food waste. DDS is part of student affairs and operates on a fixed budget. Any savings that DDS makes from sustainability initiatives ends up distributed to other departments. Since DDS does not see the direct benefit of savings, they have little financial incentive to spend time and resources on making green changes. We support establishing a Green Revolving Loan Fund for DDS. This initiative, first proposed by the Sustainability Office, provides upfront capital for projects that reduce the college's environmental impact. Then, any sustainable initiatives that save money, such as reducing napkin consumption or reducing food waste, will go into this fund, which can then be used to finance other sustainable initiatives that cost money, such as purchasing locally sourced seafood. In 2011, a $1 million Green Revolving Fund was established at Dartmouth. Currently, 90% of the fund is used to finance projects implemented by facilities, operations, and management, which work to reduce Dartmouth's environmental impact. Projects must satisfy 2 requirements to use the fund: feasibility and potential to make a significant impact. As long as DDS meets these requirements, the fund should allocate more of its resources towards projects in departments other than FO&M. The excessive rates of food waste generated by Dartmouth students each day at places like Foco demonstrates the dire need to implement sustainable practices that could be financed by the Green Revolving Fund.
So what can you take away from this? We need a two-pronged approach to stop food waste. Students and consumers need to be more cognizant of their own food intake to reduce personal waste, and administrative efforts can act as a catalyst to both generate student support and finance waste-reducing policies. Fortunately, the Sustainability Office continues to create innovative solutions to combat waste issues through innovative awareness campaigns, but these can only be successful if the student body is willing to offer their support. Let's combat food waste together!